And now giving you some news that you can use and you definitely shouldn't refuse. Your favorite Gaptooth Negro, Gaptooth Gainz.
Paris, the land of fine wine, delicate pastries, and apparently wild defamation lawsuits. Because y'all, Candace Owens is officially being sued by the President of France and his wife. Why, you may ask? Well, because she boldly, and I do mean boldly, claimed that Brigitte Macron, the First Lady of France, was actually born a man.
Born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it, right? That is what Discovery is for. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to Discovery. I think that we owe that to the world. Anyways, you guys, we are revolting against this. We're revolting against the perverts that run the world. And I want to be very clear here. I count you among them. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting. And I am fully prepared to take on this battle on behalf of the entire world. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. On behalf of the entire world, I will see you in court.
This ain't a rumor she heard in passing. No. Candace Owens is out here with full PowerPoint energy. She got childhood photos, she got AI scans, and she got the audacity of 10 bald eagles. So here's the tea. Candace made a video claiming Brigitte Macron is not the woman she appears to be, and that the French government is a part of the elaborate cover-up. To prove it, she holds up a dusty black and white photo of some random little French boy in the 1960s and says, This is the real Bridget. Like, man, this ain't Scooby-Doo. You don't just pull off the mask and yell, I gotcha. We're talking about the first lady of a whole country, not the villain at the end of a Nickelodeon episode. But it gets worse. Candace uploads a photo to the AI facial recognition software and says it comes back with a 70% match to Brigitte Macron, even when factoring plastic surgery and aging.
Regarding Brigitte Macron, who has now changed her face, as we learned, we know that she's seeing this doctor, she's getting feminization surgery. This is a good way. And plus, she's now in her 80s, right? And we've got only pictures from her childhood, only pictures of Jean-Michel Trogneau from his childhood. When you compare this with the tech returns this way. It tells us that this is a high probability, and this is with dentured teeth, different teeth, right? It is telling us that this is this boy in this school photo, okay? This is this boy in this school photo. It is returning from normal to high, highest being there at 17.3%, and that's just with the school photo and with years of work. Okay, we're not even comparing this to the school photos when she still had the teeth that you see there on the left-hand side, right? When Brigitte still had teeth. This is with a ton of work being done by the magician to the transgendered community, right? A guy that can make you a woman. He looks at you, looks at women like they're clay. And it is still certain that that is Brigitte Macron, okay? That little boy became Brigitte Macron.
Now let's stop right there. Because how are we using the same software that tells you which Kardashian you look like to accuse a world leader's wife of being a secret dude? That's not journalism. That's Instagram filter forensics. Candace really pulled out a BBL detector and tried to use it in a geopolitical lawsuit. And Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron said, shut up, and hit Candace Owens with a real, international, high-stakes defamation lawsuit. This ain't no YouTube beef. This is, you might get banned from Europe level serious. And while most people would panic, hire a lawyer, and maybe go silent, Candace doubled down. She reposted the video, showed the same childhood photo, and literally said, I stand by it. The AI don't lie.
It is also certain that the woman in the wedding photo, so more aged on, Brigitte Trogneau, who married Andre Lewis, is not the First Lady Brigitte Macron that we see today. It is returning low probability that these are the same people. What's going on here? What do you mean it's returning low probability? This maybe gives us the answer to why she will not answer. She will not join a lawsuit and assert formally by just saying that is me in the photo, okay? She will not answer my questions as we've had our legal team go out and we have said, we don't want to lie, just like Gaptooth that you see. Xavier, we're not here in the business to spread lies, okay? Doesn't help me. Doesn't make my audience want to come back to my show when I get busted intentionally lying and defaming someone for the sheer sport of it. Help me help you, Brigitte. Is this you in the wedding photo? She doesn't want to answer that question, okay? Well, if we turn to AI technology, the reason why she's not answering that question is because it's not her in the photo, okay? That is somebody else. And that somebody else went by the name Brigitte Trogneau. It's very interesting. Jean-Michel Trogneau at that wedding. We're not allowed to see any photos of him at that wedding because apparently all photos have been destroyed other than 2 lingering photos of the of Andre Lewis, and same for Brigitte Trogneau. We are just finding that despite all photos that should be made available, we can't even get our hands on school photos. They don't want to give them. They don't want to give them up. Nothing exists. It's just all been deleted. A whole person. Xavier, we're not. Person just got deleted. Okay. And regarding the communion photo, which we instantly looked at and said, that looks nothing like the First Lady. I'm looking at my eyes. It returned this answer. The text says, no. Again, low. Nope. Not happening. Sorry. Ain't her. Okay. So what do we discern from that? What we discern from that is that the photos that Mimi Marchand, Best Image Agency, Mimi Marchand, who's up with the gangsters doing work, making sure that pedophile scandals don't hit the press, disgusting pedophile scandals. She's stopping that from hitting the press. She's the popess of the celebrity media, doesn't print without her say so. The person that documentary filmmakers have to go through to get any images of the First Lady. And then when they get these images, there are few and far between. 3 entered into the public arena. Person just got of her childhood. And all of those photos, 1 or 2 from her childhood rather, and 1 from her alleged marriage. Well, Chinese tech software sanctioned by the WEF as the best in the game is telling us that that is not the current First Lady of France. What are we to make of that? What are we to make of that? The silence, the punking, the intimidation techniques, going after people for taxes, sending the figurative or the French IRS to go after people when they can't get them on defamation, going after trying to figure out who's funding people. Us having had, as we did in the past, our interview with Xavier Poussard taken down from YouTube for weird reasons, demanding censorship, accusing Xavier Poussard of anti-Semitism for an article that he wrote had nothing of her to do, by the way, with anything pertaining to Brigitte Macron. But he said the article he wrote 5 years ago about the power who controls all the media in France. They're coming after him for anti-Semitism. He didn't even say these people are Jewish. He just wrote the names of the people who have power in the media in France. They're looking for anything, as opposed to just what? Showing us photos of your life married to Andre Lewis? Are you going to tell us that that has similarly also been destroyed? Or are we to make of this that the person that is living in the Élysée Palace, the person who definitively groomed the president, who actually has not been so honest about his background, who is not the genius virtuoso that has been presented to the public, Brigitte Macron, perhaps, is Jean-Michel Trogneau.
It's like she thinks she's starring in a Netflix special called Candace Owens, Truth Hunter, streaming nowhere soon. And before you think this is all just political trolling, let me bring back the very real cautionary tale. Tasha K. Remember her? She swore up and down that Cardi B had these health problems. She made dozens of videos, claimed it was fact, and when Cardi B sued her, Tasha lost. bad. She got slapped with like a $4 million defamation judgment. And let me tell you something. Once you lose that much money in court, unbothered turns into unbanked real quick. She had to start paying Cardi monthly, move money around, and suddenly her content got a whole lot more humble. Candace is now walking in the same tightrope, because if she's wrong and can't prove Brigitte was ever Jean-Claude, she might just be looking at millions in damages. And this time, it's not Cardi's lawyers. This is the French government with a legal team trained by Napoleon and fed on baguettes and general wealth. Which brings us to the €1 million question. Why? Why is Candace doing all of this? Is she trying to expose a global cover-up? Did she just get bored and start throwing darts at a map until one landed on Paris? Let's be honest. This feels like classic Candace. Stir the pot, feed the culture war machine, and hope it goes viral. But she got a dedicated audience who eats up her gender identity crisis like Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. But now, she might have bitten off more croissant than she can chew. This ain't Michelle Obama or Lizzo. This is international territory. And if she's wrong, it's not just bad optics, it's financial ruin. So here's where we land. Candace Owens just accused the First Lady of France of being transgender. And the French government sued her. She pulled out an AI analysis, childhood photos, and doubled down. And now, she might be on the verge of a lawsuit that can make Tasha K's bankruptcy look like a Groupon coupon. Let this be a lesson. If you're gonna play international detective, you better have more than a face app on a hunt. Because Brigitte Macron might be graceful, but her legal team, they don't play games. Let me know down in the comment section though. Is Candace telling the truth? Or is this the biggest reach since someone said Tom Hanks was a secret agent? Like, comment, and subscribe for more wild stories, real consequences, and unapologetic commentary. Because this ain't just drama. This is elite level of delusion wrapped in defamation. But thanks for watching. And remember, don't get sued in 2 languages. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Be sure to check me out on the next one. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. Comment down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And until next time, gang, you know the name. It's Transition representing Gaptooth Gang. Oh yeah, and don't forget, life isn't about making it from point A to point B. Life is about living in between the gaps. Peace out.
Steady cash getting why they heavy hash twisting. Lane sippers and mean strippers who just all about the green and it means just fast living. And I'm not one to judge cause I've been off that mud double cup with no fucks when I pass limits. And who don't like to smoke and get gone off a cone but it would not get blown unless gas in it. Hold up, we bout to roll up. I got some smoke, keep you up like it's Folgers. Rookies try to hit the cookie, fuck around and throw up. So we drop the hottest pen verse and it blow up. But we got some recognition from a nigga, so what? We be walking down the street, get beats like they know us. Now bitches in the sheets, but the freak on the meat skis keep ready feet. Hell yeah, make them focus. You know what? I go nuts, we get them steady focused. Probably from the biomass, fly with no lotus. I can't even think how many trees we done smoked up. Whatever the number, gonna for sure need a tow truck. Getting shit across the seas with ease, put a boat up. That's no lie, baby girl, no joking. Shorty said she can't swim, I'm behind the back stroking. Do it for the love of buzz, stuff a blunt, make it swell and make your fucking chest open.